Now on 7 News, from vacation destination to widespread destruction, we're in Rutherford County with a closer look at Helene's catastrophic damage to Lake Lure.
Also ahead this morning, our live team coverage continues. We look at more damage and how you can get clean drinking water in Spartanburg and Greenville counties.
We begin with new video from Duke Energy showing piles of debris in Old Fort. That's McDowell County. The area was hit by catastrophic flooding from Helene, which triggered a mudslide near the western North Carolina town. Good morning to you. It is Thursday, October the 3rd. Coming up on 6:30, I'm Olivia Donnelly.
I'm Fred Cunningham. Thanks for joining us. We continue to follow the devastation from Helene in the Carolinas.
Our team coverage begins with Chloe Salsameda, who got a closer look at the damage in Lake Lure.
The town of Lake Lure is almost unrecognizable. People used to come to this area to vacation or spend a day on the lake with their families, but parts of this area are now washed out. A playground where kids used to play is completely gone, and off in the distance, hundreds of boats in the marina have been destroyed. But people from across the southeast are now coming to this area to help them recover. The once blue waters of Lake Lure are now filled with trash and debris from Hurricane Helene. The storm flooded the town, washing away boats and docks.
It's unreal the amount of devastation there is. I mean, it's got to be one of the worst in the Southeast history.
City Hall is under mud. The old playground is under mud. Everything down there is destroyed.
Crews are working against the clock to find people who may be stranded in their mountain homes.
This is such a huge disaster that you don't even know where to go. You know there's people out there. You know, I got as many tools as I can. We got backpacks in case we have to go on foot.
Kenneth Stott and his team brought their ATVs so they could reach people in the mountains. Dan Fowler has been trying to get to his home in Chimney Rock, but hasn't been able to.
We got an aerial view of a drone that our home is there, but I'm sure the water intrusion was catastrophic. 2 doors down, we had a lady that was in her mid-60s that was didn't want to evacuate for some reason. And of course, she perished and went down with the house.
Amid the destruction, people from across the region are sending help. Peter Volk gathered donations from the town of Belmont.
Huge outpouring. I mean, it was very heartwarming. People were coming. They were in tears when they were leaving, just knowing what happened up here. It's going to be everybody pulling together to help rebuild this town that we all love so much.
People from this area said the best thing that others can do to help them is to organize donations to help the people here in need. In Lake Lure, Chloe Salsameda, 7 News.
The Upstate also has its share of damaged roads. Take a look at the giant hole on US 76 West in Westminster. The video comes from the South Carolina Highway Patrol. This stretch of highway is closed, and troopers remind you to never drive around barriers. DOT says it has road and bridge inspection teams out across the state.
We have more team coverage. 7 News' Christine Scarpelli in Spartanburg with more on some recovery efforts, but we begin with Taylor Farmer. She's live in Greenville County. Taylor.
Here in the Northwood Hills neighborhood off Old Buncombe Road in Greenville County, there is catastrophic damage from Hurricane Helene. Power lines left in tangles and trees are lying everywhere. It's been an unimaginable week for residents as they try to manage the mess and figure out which steps to take first. One resident told me 10 trees fell on her home and around her home. Another resident told me 12 trees fell on his water line. Some streets in this neighborhood still unpassable almost a week after Helene hit. Cars are crushed and more power lines are on the ground than we could count. Another neighbor says the home she lives in has extensive damage, telling me it was her childhood home built in the 1960s. It's now the one she shares with the family she's built. She says living her whole life here in Greenville, she's never seen damage like this. Early Friday morning, she says, was a nightmare.
I ran to the back of the house to get my disabled son up out of the bed, get clothes, get chargers for phone, get his anti-seizure medicines and stuff he's going to need, and grab him and get him up from a dead sleep so that we could get out of the house. Because I knew with many trees as we have in our property, that it could come down. And we ran out of the house.
Residents in the neighborhood told me they were hearing it could be at least 9 more days before their power is restored. Duke Energy says the only thing that they've communicated is that majority of customers will have their power restored by no later than tomorrow. Live in Greenville County, Taylor Farmer, 7 News.
Let's get the latest now on the power situation. Duke Energy reports 480,000 outages in both Carolinas this morning. 222,000 are in the upstate, and crews are cutting the numbers down. 41% of customers in Greenville County are still in the dark. It's 54% in Spartanburg County, down to 30% in Anderson County. And again, Duke Energy estimates the majority of customers will have service again by late tomorrow night. As of last night, Lawrence Electric has restored service to 61% of its members while repairing more than 300 broken power poles in the system. But Lawrence Electric says some of its customers won't have power again until Monday. Our team coverage continues with 7 News' Christine Scarpelli. She is live in Spartanburg. Busy place this morning. Hi, Christine.
Yeah. It is a busy place. Hey, it's going to get even busier, Fred. About 10 o'clock, this place was full. I mean, it was yesterday. Jennifer Candler, Spartanburg Water, so many people yesterday that you guys decided to do another day.
Yes, absolutely.
What are you doing out here? We're on South Avenue with Boyd and Anthony.
Yes.
Killing it, responding to plenty of different things. Anthony was telling me about a downed tree a second ago, that he was out navigating all the hazards. But you guys are providing what?
We're providing water for our fellow neighbors that may be on wells and don't have power, because if you don't have power and you have a well, you don't have water.
Who else?
So first responders, linemen, please come fill up your coolers, go out, people responding to downed trees, all of that. But this is drinking water. You can use it also for bathing, personal care, cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah, come on down from 10 to 4.
Literally going to be a place you can drive up. And you guys have a couple of different sizes of the pit. We got, yes, thank you for your muscles, Boyd. I appreciate that. The big one we keep filling up, but really bring anything. You don't have to be a Spartanburg Water customer. This is for the community. Really, really helpful, right?
Absolutely. Well, and if you're a Spartanburg Water customer, you're going to have water, and you're going to continue to have water that's safe to drink and use.
Because the rumors have been that it's not safe.
Exactly, or that it's going to be turned off. So you don't have to ration your water. If you're a Spartanburg Water customer, you do not have to ration your water. You do not need to boil your water. It's going to continue being safe and reliable. So even if you don't have power, you will have water. But like I said, if you have a well and you don't have power, chances are you don't have water and you're really needing it. And so this is a much better alternative to going out and buying a ton of bottled water.
There you go, 10 to 4 right here in Spartanburg. We'll put the address, everything at our website. Back to you. Christine, thank you. President Biden paid a visit to the upstate of western North Carolina Wednesday to survey the aftermath of Helene. The president met with local and state lawmakers and first responders yesterday to learn more about the recovery efforts. Before arriving at GSP, he flew above the widespread damage and the devastation in Asheville, Swannanoa, Black Mountain, Lake Lure, and Chimney Rock.
Well, I was standing next to the mayor of Asheville. You know, frankly, he had a big hug for her, of course. We all do. What they have is just hard to imagine. But he just was here to reaffirm support for our communities, and we're seeing that kind of support all the way around.
That's Greenville City Mayor Knox White describing the briefing with the president. President Biden also flew to Raleigh yesterday to continue his discussion with North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. He's pledging federal help for victims of Hurricane Helene as the search for survivors continues. We're told he deployed 1,000 active duty troops to support the search effort.
I'm here to say the United States, the nation, has your back. The nation has your back. We're not leaving till you're back on your feet completely.
Governor Roy Cooper says the National Guard has rescued more than 1,400 people. President Biden will be in Georgia and Florida today to survive the damage in those areas.
Governor McMaster and other state leaders visited downtown Greenville after meeting with the president. The governor saw the 24-hour emergency medical needs shelter opened at Bon Secours Wellness Arena. It's for electricity-dependent medical needs. We're told this is one of 8 shelters set up by the Department of Public Health. The shelter at the well can hold more than 100 patients and their caregivers.
We know it's rough, but I want to tell you the team team that we have in South Carolina, this South Carolina spirit, is something that is very rare. We have nurses, we have people from all over the place, doctors, and they're all working to see that our people are accommodated.
State leaders say it will cost billions of dollars to recover from Helene. National emergency assistance has been requested for more than a dozen South Carolina counties. If you want to help people impacted by Helene, our parent company Nexstar is partnering with the Red Cross to offer essential supplies. You can donate to the nonprofit by using the QR code on your screen. You'll also find a link on our website, WSPA.com. Malachi.
All right, thanks, Fred. It's now 6:39. Let's take a look at your weather, and it's a mild start to the morning. We have low and mid 60s in the upstate, upper 50s, low 60s for western North Carolina, and again, mainly clear. A few low-level clouds, but mostly it's a clear morning as we are a little less than an hour from sunrise. You can see a little color in the sky in Greenville, and we are mostly clear in Anderson. The story for today, like yesterday, sunny, dry, and mild with temperatures in the low 80s in the upstate, upper 70s in the mountains. That's a look at your Thursday weather. Here's your Thursday traffic.
6:40 is the time, heading out the door. If you are looking right now on the screen over toward I-85, this is one of the areas where the DOT camera is struggling to come back online. But I can tell you, headed south on 85 in Cowpens, from mile marker 84 to mile marker 80, the right lane is closed, and that is going to continue for the next 20 minutes. We are very slow moving there. This is a much better picture of what Greenville County looks like right now at 6:40. We are moving at the speed limit.
Homes in the Carolinas have been damaged by flooding, high winds, and downed trees. So what will your insurance cover? Next on 7 News, consumer anchor Diane Lee is here to help with some answers. It's 20 before 7. It's a live look from our Biltmore Park camera at Interstate 26 in Asheville. This is 7 News.